Our second question for our June paper 1 was about factorization. This first term deals with highest common factor, which is always the first thing we look for when we factorize. You'll see each of these terms have a as a common factor. So if you take a out as a common factor, in this first term we have 3 left, minus, we took 1a out, so we have 1a left. Alternatively, you could have taken out a negative a, and you would have had a minus 3 left. If you look carefully, these are exactly the same. The only thing is the signs differ here and there because we took a minus out. Our second question is about quadratic trinomials. Okay, you'll see that these three terms have nothing in common. So you know, two brackets that are the same size. It's going to be a and a. Okay, your only factor pairs for 2 is 2 and 1. Then this minus tells you they have to differ. And the bigger one has to have that sign. For this third question, you have to identify that both of these terms are cubes. Specifically, x cubed minus 4 cubed. So we'll have a small bracket and a big bracket. And we know x minus 4 is going to be in our small bracket. Then you ignore the top part. You square your first term for the front. You square your last term for the back. And in the middle, you'll have the 2 multiplied, but ignore the sign, so it's 4x. This one is always a plus. Your last term is always a plus, and your first term is always a plus or positive. And then this middle term will have an opposite sign from here. So this is going to be positive. Here, again, we have 2 terms, and we know for 2 terms, you look at squares or cubes. But before you can do that, because these are actually neither, but anyway, before you do that, you always look for common factors. And each of these terms have x to the power 3 in common. So you have 1 minus x squared left. And those are dots. They are squares. Difference of 2 squares. So you can't just stop here. You separate it into 2 brackets. 1 goes in front, x at the back, and you have a plus and a minus. Or, of course, you could have had negative x to the power 3 out as your common factor, and then have x minus 1 and x plus 1. And then here, this last question had 4 terms. 4 terms, you usually try grouping. It either has to be 2, 2 or 1, 3 grouping, or 3, 1 grouping, same thing. Okay, you always try 2, 2 grouping first because it's easier. Okay, so if we tried those 2 together and those 2 together, so this would be x minus 1. If you take a y out there, you would have 1 minus x. Okay, so these brackets are not the same. So you're going to have to make a sign change. So either this one or that one, you choose. Just for this case, I'm going to change the signs of the second bracket. So we have y, 1 minus x minus 1. Then we take 1 minus x out as a common factor, and we have y minus 1 in our second bracket. Or you could have had x minus 1, 1 minus y, if you had to change this first bracket sign.